By the way, this is all bullshit. That's a fake accent. He's from the Bronx.
I know I'm like you. You see, when we talk about the Jack Torres, you have a real French accent. Your French accent, it's not really
He's gonna
French.
shit on my French accent. The Italian's gonna shit on my French.
Welcome to the So You Wanna Get Fat podcast. I'm your host, not your typical chef, Brian Sao. And today with me, as always, is my wonderful ball of buttery French goodness,
Frenchy.
Paul Denamiel, chef owner of Le Ravage restaurant located at 340 West 46th Street in the heart of New York.
I am super excited.
Today we are both excited because we have a legend. We have a legend here today, everybody. Today we have a man. He is a Michelin-rated chef with his signature rosemary sprig, which ironically he doesn't have today, but that's okay. He is known for his use of...
I thought the French, they take care for the rosemary. In France, they don't have a rosemary?
We're not big on hospitality.
This chef is known for his signature use of fresh herbs. He is a restaurateur, a consultant, and author. In fact, I just want to confirm this. You helped write Italian Cooking for Dummies, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. That's so cool. Okay, a little more to the intro. He grew up in the Tuscany countryside above his parents' restaurant. Am I pronouncing this correctly? Vipore?
Yes.
Vipore?
Vipore.
Vipore. He is the former dean of Italian studies at the now closed International Culinary Center. And today, he is the chief of DNA, the Department of Nourishment Arts at the Center for Discovery, overseeing a team of chefs, nutritionists, therapists, farmers, educators at the Center of Discovery, a residential facility in upstate New York for the medically fragile. Today, everybody, it is my distinct honor to welcome Chef CESARE CASELLA. Welcome to So You Wanna Get Fat.
Grazie.
Tutto bene today.
Yes.
I'm so honored to be here.
This is
No,
amazing.
we are honored. Yes, chef. We're so happy to have you. We chef. This is I thought it was going to be a little bit more relaxed because Jacques and with the Jacques Torres too. It's like all of a sudden like we're
got a little heavy, yeah. With Jacques,
we're in chef mode.
Yeah, we're in chef mode. No. Today we're relaxed. We're having fun. You know, Chef CESARE, thank you for coming on. And I want to just get right into what you are doing today, which I think is so cool and such a noble cause, which is you work as the chief of DNA at the Center for Discovery at Thanksgiving Farms. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
The Center for Discovery is a facility upstate New York in Monticello, Earlyville, and Harris, these three towns. It's about 300 acre farm, the Thanksgiving farm.
It's a small farm.
We are biodynamic, organic, but the farm is a part of the center. Yes, the farm is there. It's there for producing food for our residents. We have about 350 residents that living in about 50 houses.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
They are from 7 years old to 75. They're very fragile. We have 1,700 people that are working at the center.
Wow.
We have about 40 chefs, and they try to use the more possible the product from our farm. It's upstate.
Yeah.
The seasons are very, very short.
Right. Yes.
But if you want to be healthy, it's no meaning if you have a problematic or you are completely not healthy.
Right.
It's not only to eat well.
Right.
With the eat well is together to live well.
Right. Yes.
And then the fact that we are upstate and we applicate the LT6, the meaning they are healthy, and to eat good, but at the same time think about your body, your mind.
Right.
And then to have a nice facility they help a lot.
Before you started working with the Center for Discovery and Thanksgiving Farm, you were a New York City chef. You came from Italy, came to New York in 92, am I correct? 92 approximately?
I come early. I come. So I used to come. I have this restaurant in Lucca. My family, there was a simple trattoria, and then I started to work there from a simple trattoria. They started to be. We get 1-star Michelin, and then a lot of American people, they used to come because there was a cool place, good, and then there was a special place.
Yep.
And then where I meet, before we was talk about the Ciro Maccioni or Kissinger, Iacocca, Tom Cruise, there was all
Cesare is definitely one of the cool kids.
all the these people plus other people, American, they came there. I started to love in New York to spend my vacation.
He was testing the waters.
Was in November and January. So November, January in New York is one of the best months, but I was still love. So I started to come, and in the 89 or 90 is at the first dinner I did a charity. There was this event at the Lincoln Center, and there was something like a Tutti Italia, and there was all this chef from Italy, and then chef from New York. Most of it was from Italy, and that they organized. Who was organized? There was a restaurant association, and Tony May. From there, they offered me to be chef in New York. So, Pino Luongo, they offered me to be chef in New York, and I say no, I can't leave. I love it, but I can't leave. My parents, they make it to change the restaurant from something that was easy to manage to be more creative. And after a few months, he called me and told me if I was interested to do consulting. So I started to consult. I was coming for almost 9 months.
That's the taste.
Yes, that's it.
That's the
9
taste.
months. I did 1 week in New York, 3 weeks in Italy. So I was a flight,
Wow.
and
Nice
I
life.
used to stay. I used to stay all the time, and they put me in.
Can you imagine a young Cesare, dark hair,
yes.
skinny, good looking, jet setting?
He's still good looking.
Oh.
What are you
And
talking
in
about?
the 90,
Oh,
in the 90 New
sexy.
York, you know.
Oh, Jordan, pull up a picture.
Yeah, Jordan put up a picture of Chef
There was
Cesare in the 90s. Yeah.
And there was at the time, you remember the TWA?
Yes.
They have the first class, they have the straight to go up at the bar. And never I flown like that, and I was so happy to be something.
Yeah, but now that it was like whole paid package, so now it's like a little bit of incentive. But I feel like they were buttering him up already, weren't they?
Oh, definitely. They were definitely buttering
At
him
a
up.
certain moment, after 9 months, they told me,
Listen. They knew what they were doing.
if you want, this is what is the life. If you want, you need to come full time, or you go back in your country.
Listen, I had a reverse situation myself. I had the world served to me in a golden opportunity, but I was so afraid. I told you this story a million times.
Yeah.
So afraid of my father and his 2 brothers. Oh, that I wasn't even afraid to ask them. That's how intimidating they were.
So,
But you did the brave choice, because that's what it should have been.
Yeah, they was upset, my parents, but I decided it was something. And then in this time, the Coco Pazzo, there was a chef there. That was impressive. Maybe the new Italian restaurant in the 90s,
yeah.
where I meet Frank Sinatra, Madonna, Rolling Stones, and honestly, I don't know because I know I'm big in music. I don't know who was, but I know that was important in the beginning. After, yes, but Frank Sinatra used to come to eat there, and one person that used sit down at the table together, and I don't know, they used to come with Positano, Dr. Positano, and then he was speaking some Italian, and then they asked me to sit down. I sit down, and almost every time I come, and his name was Joe, and then
Joe what?
and then one day my friend they come to pick up me at the restaurant, and then I was late, and the maitre say, "I'm sorry, Cesare is busy," and then when I busy, he's sit down. Yeah, he's busy talking with the people. When I went out with him, so you know Joe DiMaggio, and you know, tell me that you are friend with Joe DiMaggio. You sit down together. He's a Joe.
Joe DiMaggio.
Oh my God.
Who is?
Okay, he just upped me. I've never met that one.
He was a very nice person.
Yeah. That is amazing. So you come to New York, you have your family's restaurant, you get the Michelin star, you start consulting here, you're eventually here, you work at Coco Pazzo, but you eventually start to open up your own restaurants, and now you're doing press, you're on Martha Stewart. I mean, not too long ago, you did an episode with Anthony Bourdain on No Reservations, several years ago, but, things are really clicking, so tell us about the other restaurants that you opened.
Beppe was my first restaurant. Beppe, they are named my grandfather, and Giuseppe, and that Giuseppe is a Beppe, and then Joseph, and that is this Italian. More there was a Tuscan restaurant. The idea what I use cooking vapore, and I, like I said before, I brought from Italy the tile from Tuscany, the plates, the glass, everything. And it was a very, very successful. It was a very simple food. There was the food that every day you eat.
I was listening to a podcast you were on in the past, and you were talking about the different regions in Italy and how different the ingredients are. And there was one thing you said, which I thought was very interesting. You said that Italy was very divided, and so they weren't really sharing ingredients. Not like today, obviously, right? It's a unified country. So, but one place will use one kind of flour, and another place will use only a specific type of flour to their region.
Well, it depends which soccer team you like.
But
I made him choke. It's true, though. In France, too.
So now it's changed a little bit, but until a few years ago, you eat the radicchio di Treviso in the area around Treviso, but you don't eat that in Sicily.
Yeah.
But until the end of the 1800s, there was a divide. So if who is your neighbor, they are not your friend. You can have a business. So for that, you need to keep what you're growing, and for that is so many difference. The Italian cuisine. It's a different type of the cuisine put together, but they still to be more very regional. And the same like France, because what they eat in Provence is not the same what you have in Alsace.
Right. And what about in New York before you?
You're not gonna let me talk today.
No, you can talk.
No, you're just prepped, right? You have all your questions. You want to get them all out. Okay, get all your questions.
No, you
out.
can.
No. It's your show. It's your show.
No, it's our show.
When I have the Tuesday tips, the Jack.
He just picked what he wanted to hear from that episode, and that's it, like that. Tuesday's tips. Well,
yeah.
If you must know, we took more than the tip.
he was a very good sport about it, and
Yeah.
we're gonna keep doing
And
just the tip shot.
and he was professional.
Yes.
I thought he was gonna decimate the.
Yeah, no. He was very nice. He was very nice. Chef, what was Italian food like in New York when you first came here to start working?
But I think that there was a lot of good restaurant, but there was no.
You want to
A
say
lot of-
Italian American?
No, I try to rephrase in the
Yeah,
right
it's
way.
gotta be politically
First of
correct.
all, the Italian American cuisine, it's a different cuisine, but because it's a created in different way with the different ingredients, and I enjoy a lot. But it's like another region of Italy, just like it can be the Tuscan cuisine or the cuisine from Rome, because of the difference. It's the use the ingredients of what you have. What is the Italian American cuisine or American Italian cuisine? There was because they try to cook Italian with the ingredients.
American
the ingredients
ingredients.
that was available
Right.
at that time. Because today you find everything. But what there was the 1800 or 1900, there was a memory, and then you needed to try to make a
Right.
food that they are in your memory with the ingredients that you have.
By the way, this is all bullshit. That's a fake accent. He's from the Bronx.
I know I'm like you. You see, when we talk about the Jack Torres, you have a real French accent. Your French accent, it's not really
He's gonna
French.
shit on my French accent. The Italian's gonna shit on my French accent. Listen, yes, I have a different relationship to cooking in New York than Cesare does, than Jacques Torres does. Those people were brought here because of their talents.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they came here because of their talents. Me being a first generation, my family came here because it was where they came from. They was poor, and the most accessible job over here was the hospitality business,
Right.
was the restaurant business, and they basically did, they just created it up from the little they knew,
Right.
and then it slowly developed.
Yeah, I mean the Chinese, Korean community.
But just to go to
Asian
explain
community-
what American Italian food is,
Right.
that's what it was. It's a generation of people that came here. They had nothing, and they did what they could do best,
Right.
with the ingredients over
they
here,
had,
which
yeah,
Cesare was
yeah.
pointing out.
Yeah, it's a very similar thing with the Chinese American food. Same thing. They were just trying to recreate from memory from what they had, and it's just I feel like back then the Italian food landscape was different, and then you came in and you brought that Tuscan taste and style, and the emphasis on freshness of ingredients. But then that gets to the next part I want to talk about.
But you know what? Before you go on,
Yeah.
I think what you want to say is that Cesare definitely changed the landscape
Yeah.
of Italian
Grazie
food.
for that. But,
In New
and
York.
there was a lot. There was a few great chef, restaurateur. They
Yes, but we can name them all the same way we can name all the French chefs.
Yeah.
It's a few
Yes.
chefs that have that notoriety.
It's a different, because I think the restaurant there was I don't know if the number the restaurant, a good restaurant there was like today, because today you eat well.
Yeah.
Not many if it's Chinese or French or
There's a
Italian,
lot of good restaurants now, I have to say.
but it's a very good. I think 30 years ago, the choice, the good restaurant, there was a lot less.
Yeah, I would agree with that. For
Definitely.
Sure. There's also an interesting story about another thing you do today, which is
The prosciutto.
The prosciutto.
The what? What is this?
My prosciutto!
I don't know what he's talking about.
Casella salumi.
Yes.
Please tell us about it, because this is a pretty
And
fascinating
can you put
story.
the logo up? 'Cause
Jordan,
it's a-
yes, put up the logo. Wide cam, it's going to go Casella salumi.
No, but it's a nice
Yeah.
profile on it.
Yes. Please tell us about Casella salumi.
I did salumi all the time. In the sense that I grew up with that. My grandfather used to raise pigs and then butcher the pigs. And then, in Italy, it's a very especially when you raise for the home or like in the restaurant. My grandfather used to call the pig Mimmo, the name of the pig, the pig they have, and then the story that you are arriving Mimmo, they are small pig, and then because they don't have the soy, the boar, but they like to buy in the spring the small pig, and then you feed, and I like to feed the pigs, and then when the weekend my parents they used to send me to my grandparents, my grandfather Beppe, and then because I was a pain in the ass, so to make him to play something, they make me to wash the pig. That there was so that the way for half day I have something to do.
Yeah.
And then Mimo, they grow, and when I arrive at the winter time, it's a normal the farm. And what's happening? That you need some protein for the winter.
You see where this is going,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So,
I see where this is going. Yes.
So when I arrive in the winter, because of the right temperature too, because you butcher the pigs, and then you need it to have to be cold, and then you have a big refrigerator. So we wait when the pigs started to eat more, because in the winter time the pig is at the time they eat them more, and they're not growing so much when they arrive at a certain weight. So they arrived this butcher. For me there was the butcher, the gypsy butcher, because the butcher they're going house to house.
Yeah, they were like mercenaries. They went. They offered their services town to
and they
town.
call Norcini because they used to come from traditionally they used to come from a Norcia, this town in top of the hill where they are famous for the salumi. So
I interrupt you. That was one of my jobs during the winter, upstate New York. My mom used to rent me out to the hunters. So every time they brought a deer, I would butcher, and then she would get to keep like a whole hind quarter.
Oh, wow.
Or usually usually most of it, because all they wanted was the trophy and everything. But I was the butcher, and then she made the money off of the meat. I was too stupid to know that I could have bargained.
Yeah, but it's a very fascinating story
And
about Mimo.
And so Mimo, they arrive Mimo, they arrive the butcher, and then the butcher they're doing, practically they make what is you can eat in 1 week, in 2 weeks, in 2 months, in 6 months, and then you have this room, and then is a normal that you see Mimo, no more Mimo. And no was to say
He's hanging. He's right
Mimo,
there.
salami Mimo, prosciutto Mimo, and then you have a sausage Mimo,
Mimo.
and then the next year they are come back Mimo, and that Mimo never died.
Yeah.
So they don't change the name. It's all the time Mimo. So you wait for the Mimo, and then you eat the salami Mimo. But I say that. So I from that moment when I was a kid, all the time we make it for the restaurant, and then when I used to have a restaurant, I used to make a prosciutto in a manager office, because the office they have the office that was good to make the prosciutto, because there was a 30th floor, and so there was in the between, and the health department was going there.
Yeah.
The 30th floor.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And then,
But listen, a lot of that was happening in New York City too.
Yeah.
And I remember the 70s and the late 70s.
No, but this is a New Yorker.
I know. That's what I'm saying. A lot of my friends, my father's friends, were doing all that in their basements and everything. But I was like, I remember one guy, he put a huge investment and it all rotted. He didn't know how to control the humidity and everything. It was like dead bodies. And when they came in, they thought there were dead bodies in the middle.
But not because it's smelling.
Yeah.
So the office, the manager, they have a good because there was the AC and the heat. You make the heat with the
Temperature
heater,
control, yeah.
And then if they need more humidity, you put a bucket of the water. But especially when they ferment, well, especially when they ferment, it smells. So the manager never there was in the office, so there was all the time in the floor.
That's
So
amazing.
that I discovered there was an only that you make a good prosciutto.
Yeah.
Plus you have all the management in the floor.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Because that impregnates everything.
Yeah.
Your clothes, your hair, your clothes, it goes everywhere.
Oh my God.
So I used to buy these from Patrick and Martin from Heritage Food, and there was all these project the pigs. He was the founder the slow food in the U.S. And then with they started some project to save rare breed in the area around the Kansas City. The Seven family, the farmer, they growing different old breed from the all this breed there was originally not maybe from the US, but what they was growing, but because of the standard pigs, there was a cost so little, there was a raise in bad way. These farmers, they can sell too much and around there. So he started to bring from this farmer to do distribution in New York, to the chef, to Los Angeles. And they come to have this heritage breed. They are much better. And then, so I usually buy for the restaurant plus for to make a prosciutto. And you know they are used to make a prosciutto. And then one day he called me and they say, and then that was 2016 when I sold the last restaurant, Salon Maria Rossi. I sold, and then I opened this store where I make a salami. My idea there was only make a salami, because a salami, it's easy. Prosciutto take a very long time. One thing is if you make a two prosciutto, right. But you have a process, a very long process, because practically
it's an investment.
Right. It's an investment.
One investment. Two, salami you can have a 2 room for aging salami. One, you can have only 1 room. But to make a prosciutto, you need to have a very different room because the processes are different.
Oh, right.
Practically, you must to recreate what is the 6 season. So the winter, the spring, the summer, and then the humidity going up and down, the temperature for to make sure they're going to ripen the right way inside like outside. So when I arrived at the point, he called me that there was this prosciutto they used to make the American prosciutto. There was a buyer from this farmer. They went in fire, and then the fact it was in fire, this farmer they can sell. They have all this production. They must sell a very low price. Then it wasn't make sense for them. If I was possible to help, and I say I can do prosciutto. I'm doing salami. So in the end, he convinced me, and then I started to make a prosciutto in Earlyville.
Cesare keeps falling for the same trick.
Someone gives you a little idea, and then it turns into a big idea. I was doing a little research. Today, is this true? You're doing 7,000 legs of prosciutto?
No, it's around 7,000. I used to do more, but I buy less pigs because I want a specific breed. And then I do only prosciutto, and this in the way I have 7,000 prosciutti because I doing 4,000 prosciutti a year. So practically 18 months is 7,000, between 6,000-7,000 prosciutti they have in storage.
Yeah. I can't imagine what 7,000 prosciutti looks like, I can't envision that. That's so damn much. And today you are also working on your own craft vinegar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us
Oh, I
about that?
forget them.
No, you gave him to me.
I give it to you.
Yeah, you sent me a package. Don't worry.
But this project today, I started this project about I started and with Andrea Bezzecchi, the presidente dell'aceto balsamico tradizionale di Reggio Emilia.
That was a mouthful.
Yes.
And because I decided vinegar to utilize with the apple that we grow in the center. But this project is with the Center for Discovery, and our residents and the student, they produce the vinegar.
Wow.
So me, I put the idea. Yeah. I am the founder, and I find Andrea to help to start this project. But practically, the harvesting the apple, the harvesting, when the pressing, the label is made all for our student from our student residents, and all the money they going from there, they going for funded the farm.
Beautiful.
Where they produce
I think I'm gonna sell the Rivage and go work for Cesare, and just live on the farm.
I'll go with you.
Come with me?
Yeah, come with you.
And remind me, I have all his vinegars at my house.
Oh,
I didn't leave
awesome.
him here.
Yeah,
they would disappear.
You know, the vinegar is something that you need to use.
That
Something where you don't use is something that you don't like. So if you don't have it, so I don't know why you think they send it to you the vinegar because you need to use.
Every single time we have a guest chef, you get lit up.
I know. What happened here? I'm doing my best to be hospitable.
And then, first of all, if you look at your text message, and then you say, "Are you coming there? I have a nice wine for you." It's only water.
I wanted to booze him up.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I didn't eat today. I'm like, I don't want to drink.
Yeah, but there was a downstairs.
Oh.
You said that? I don't know.
We have what do we have here? We have beer here.
We have beer. Would you like some
we can
beer?
order anything you want.
No,
What do you want, Cesare?
I don't want nothing. It's the only thing I thought that
Oh
you
my
say
God,
something. I thought that you keep what you say.
Oh.
Like me, I came from upstate to come for you.
You did.
And then I keep my word.
Yes.
And then you send me 7 message. Oh, bring the good wine. Are you confirming?
No, we're gonna drink good wine tonight.
I'm so happy I have this on video.
Shut up in your face.
At the Center for Discovery, another special thing is a lot of these people with these medical conditions, they also can work on the farm, right?
More they work, is activity for them and activity for making sure they don't really work because they are very fragile. Yeah. And if you think the proportions are 350, the residents, about 120 students from a 90 school around the Sullivan County. Right. And then we have 1,700 people to work. So it's like the same ratio that you can find for season or the amount.
Yeah.
Because they need a 24-hour assistance a day.
Right.
And so these are different activities.
And everything is in-house too, like the care, everything.
We have now we're opening, next month in June, we open the special hospital for children. And these are one day, they're going to be one of the best hospital for children. It's for fragile children, and then it's not the hospital that you're going because you broke your legs. Right. But they're going. We have a collaboration with many different universities.
Do doctors donate their time too?
No, we have a.
So they're
we have
on staff.
In staff.
Wow.
Plus, we have a lot of consulting, plus a lot of collaboration with the New York University, with the Cornell.
Wow, very, very, very noble cause. That is so cool.
More than noble, it's impressive.
I'm sorry?
It's more than noble, it's impressive.
Impressive and noble, yeah.
But when you're doing something, good because you have a good team of people. And the sense that they are very good team, the people. And then, it's more and more difficult. And then to find people to work and at the same time to keep the staff that we have, they keep so engaged with our residents, the students. They're impressive. So it's more than 20 years them there. I still today, every day impressed because of how they work and what they're doing is so great.
But with everything you do there, couldn't there maybe do you have a collaboration with the cooking schools? Maybe there should be like an externship or an internship and all that thing, all that good free labor. They're like Comey.
Yeah.
That would be an idea.
That is a great idea.
What brand is this water?
It's Italian, so don't complain.
Italian water in a French
Don't
restaurant.
complain. It's Italian.
So, Chef, we before we go, because I don't want to take up more of your time, but I do want to talk a little bit.
We're going to have dinner after.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sick. Hell yeah. All
Okay.
right, great.
So now you want to rush.
Yeah.
No. Do a good interview, please.
No. So that's what you're doing today. You're working with Center for Discovery, really great cause, really great programs, allows all these medically fragile people something to do while they're getting treated. You have Casella Salumi, which has the prosciutto, and you do some soppressata as well, right? If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
but now I because I spend more time at the center, and I dedicate only the prosciutto.
Oh, I see.
Because it's the prosciutto is still the king of the salumi.
Right. Yes. And it's available at many, many places. I went onto your website and there was, just everywhere. It's really, and at very reputable, amazing restaurants and markets and stuff like that.
And a very recognizable logo.
Very
profile. I'm thinking of getting that tattoo.
Check out, make sure you guys visit Chef Cesare's website. The link will be in the description below. So that covers today. But before we go, I actually want to talk a little bit about when you were growing up, when you were young. I was, again, when I did research and I listened to some podcasts.
You did a lot of research.
I did. There were some very fascinating stories. You talked about it a little bit with the gypsies and the butchers, but I just found your youth very fascinating. Both your parents worked in the kitchen. You grew up upstairs. Your father worked the grill. Your mother did the pastas and sauces. But something you mentioned, and I don't know if you were, I think you were half joking, but half telling the truth. You said that your father would drive 100 miles sometimes to get the best ingredient possible. But then whoever was the host of that podcast, they were saying because it was to get away from your mother. So everybody who's trying to find the best thing and get out of the house is to get away from their wives. But can you tell us about your father when he would get ingredients?
But my father, so my mother is a great cook. Is going in 2 weeks. I going for her birthday, 90 years.
Wow.
And then still cooking today. But she was cooking almost everything. My father was doing only the grill and the pasta. Mm-hmm. So the pasta was my grandmother used to make. But the dough, there was my father. Nobody else can make. And he was the grill with the wood fire grill. And he was who bring the ingredients at home. Mm-hmm. And yes, there was one to go away from my mom, and two, because I was sure if he was so fanatic to find the best ingredients, or no want to listen my mom to complain they brought home no good ingredients. So there was but with him I learned a lot. He was driving 100 kilometers to find the best pecorino, or they're going to look for the mushroom in the mountains, no to buy, no harvesting. He was going very particular. They was going to the farmer. They know that he buy the cow because they can't use all the cow. So he started to go to buy the other cow. That was going to the butcher and pay more money because we was
just to get the better cuts,
selling the best cut. I mean, then he thought it's better to have the butcher to buy more expensive from the butcher, but what are you doing with all the cow? And there was but he was an incredible fanatic to find the best ingredients. And I think the idea for me, one day you have a great ingredients, it's easy to cook, and then you don't need to do too much. It's like you try to be the messenger between the ingredients, the customer, the client, to try to touch less possible, to give it the style. What you was talk about the Tuscan cuisine. Tuscan cuisine is very simple. At least the simplicity.
But the simplicity is the secret,
right?
Because once you overcomplicate, sometimes the French overcomplicate things, and sometimes it just needs to be simple. And that's what I like to do. If you see my food, it's a simplification. It's like the original recipes that my grandmother make. This was not restaurant food what I make. And for some reason, there's a love and there's a passion for the simplicity of creating that dish.
Right. That's very cool. I never grew up with that concept. I remember, I haven't been to Italy yet, unfortunately. I will take my wife to Italy, but I remember hearing stories
you could take me.
Yes, you know what? Yeah, fuck my wife. You and I can go. Fuck my wife and my daughter and my,
How's that a vacation?
You and I can go, yeah. I hear stories of you go to the market, and if you want to get a melon or some fruit, what they'll ask you is, they won't tell you how much, but rather they'll ask you, well, are you going to eat it today or are you going to eat it in a couple days? And based on that, they will pick which one to give you, right? Because if you're going to eat it in a couple days, it won't give you something as ripe. But if you eat it today, they'll give you the perfect one. I love that concept. Now, on this, at this restaurant where you grew up with your family, you guys raised your own chicken, Mimmo, the pigs, vegetables, but herbs. You are very well known for your use of herbs. Can you tell us a bit more about
But the
that?
herbs, if you think in Tuscany, we have only rosemary, thyme, sage, parsley, basil, nothing else. But when I was grew up, I went in the cooking school for 4 years. And in Italy, cooking school is different, like in France, I believe. I don't know, never been there.
You never been to France?
In the school in France.
Oh.
I don't know. But
He's hating on the French, you know that. You
but
know this.
no, I love the French.
You love me.
And so the things that was in my dream to go at that time, 45 years ago, the best school, the best chef there was in the cruise. And you learn. And then when they coming from the school to go to do the standardship, to go in the cruise, there was my dream. And because they were, you learn really a lot. My parents never they let me go because they wanted to stay home to work in the restaurant.
That sounds familiar. The priority is not you. It's not me. It's the restaurant. Yeah. That's the priority.
Yep.
And then from there, because I can go in what I want to do, the stage, I started to go to it in the Michelin star in Italy and France. And every time the Sunday night finish the service, I was started driving where I going, and sleeping most of the time in the gas station, in the car, in the gas station, or in the cheap hotel later. And then later on, I needed to be nice hotel plus a restaurant. But in the beginning, they used to go to Bocuse, a drive from Lucca to Bocuse.
Wow.
I used to go to Chanticleer when the Jack, they used to be the working there. I talk about this in 80, 70. I started to go
He wasn't there, though.
79.
Was he there still? No.
No, I don't know when he was there in the time. I think he was after that.
After?
Until I came here, my weekend, Monday, Tuesday, the day there was a closed restaurant that I used to go from one place there I loved at the time. There was a Taiwan. And then that was a non-driving flight because a Pisa to Paris, from my home to Paris, there was less than 4 hours between the plane and driving. And I was going maybe for lunch and then dinner and then come back home. Or when the Bocuse, Alain Chapelle, Georges Blanc, that was for me where something to learn. And the herbs, I talk there because in France, they used to use much more herbs than what is in Italy. And every time that I was going, I come back with some herbs. And I started the Aromato.
Wow.
The Aromato, it's the place where I used to grow the herbs. I started to, this idea, the herbs can help to simplify the cuisine because the herb, they give a flavor to the plate.
You could do so much more with less.
Yeah.
And that practically, I this idea, they come in my trips in the French restaurant.
Wow. I did not know that. That is very cool. I love the utilization of fresh herbs. And to close this off, I had one more question, and I think this is a nice way to end it.
I didn't have a single question.
Yeah, but you still talk too much.
You don't have a wine, so no need to have a question, okay?
We have plenty wine downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs. Me too, I have it there. Let's go with the last question.
Yes.
Last question. We got to
All
go
right.
downstairs and drink the wine.
Chef Cesare, in one of the podcasts that I listened to, again, you were talking about your youth growing up. You know, it was a family business. Your parents were busy all the time. You were this young boy, you know, around the kitchen all the time, and that your best friend was your dog.
Yes,
and
Billy.
that you would sleep with your dog.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, like if they couldn't find him, so they would go find the dog, and then they would find Chef Cesare. So this is a true story.
Yeah, so my playground there was the kitchen because my mom, she didn't have time to watch me, so bring me in the kitchen and keep me there. And then there was the way to watch, and the ladies, they was working in the kitchen. They
Everybody helped to take care of you.
And then when arrived this time for service, and then there was a care for me. There was a more care for the service. Yeah. And no care. They know that I was going in some place, but they find two different places. In the winter time, they find me below we have the store in the front, and and there was this refrigerator, this showcase, and below there was this box that where keep the pepper bag, and I used to go there because it was warm. So before to go, and in the summertime, I used to go with Billy too. There was my pillow in the place where we have the wine and the vinegar, and then practically because it was more fresh. Yeah, and I was sleeping with that until they don't come to look for me to bring me in the bed. Yeah.
I thought that was...
Well, he followed the dog. The dog knew where to go.
The dog knew to go. I thought that was just such a beautiful story because I think it really shows your connection to your career, but also to the animals and the fact that you put so much care into your prosciutto. I really, really admire it and your work at Thanksgiving Farm. Chef Cesare, Thank you.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having me.
Thank
And
you so much.
next time,
What?
next time you need a, if I
Okay,
come
next
back
time.
and need a
Next
wine
time we do everything
and
on
a
the.
subtitle because so now I don't know. You know, already you have people that understand that you're French, but I don't know if they understand my Italian.
We have iPhone Translate now.
Yes, we have iPhone Translate. That is true. All right, we're going to go have dinner. So before we go, a couple things. Don't be afraid to fail because it can only make you stronger. And with that said, I'm Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef.
Bonsoir, Cesare.
Buonasera!
Say bye to the wide cam.
Ciao!
Ciao.
Buonasera!